Good evening, sports fans, and welcome to the All Balls Sports Show, a discussion of any and all sports, local, regional, and national. And now, here are your hosts, Dan Janes, Eddie Bobo, Ty Cobb, and the coach, Vance Ballou.
Thank you, Bill Jones. Welcome into tonight's program on this post-Thanksgiving. Did everybody have a good one?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Good deal. Good deal. Everybody full.
Post-Thanksgiving and pre-Christmas.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, unfortunately, that time's coming around, isn't it?
Finished the leftovers last night.
Well, we did the Columbia Main Street Christmas Parade on Monday.
Uh-huh.
And officially brought Santa and Mrs. Claus to town on a fire truck, which is the new Truck 1 in Station 1. Mm-hmm. And that bad boy is 100 feet long, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one that costs all them dollars, too, right?
Yeah. That's the one that came from, I think, South Carolina via Montana. It was all over the country before it came here.
That's kind of like Johnny Cash's Cadillac, wasn't it?
Yeah, one piece at a time, baby. But anyway, welcome into the show. It's going to be an abbreviated show tonight. We're just taking the holidays one day at a time.
Yeah, we're still a little full.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are. TSSAA state playoffs come up this week at Tucker Stadium in Cookeville, Tennessee. And, of course, we were there, hard to believe, 9 years ago this weekend.
Yes.
Yep.
And got a championship ring over there to prove what happened in 2010, and very happy for that. And Coach is on the road right now to Lebanon or someplace. I think to me, Eric. They're exchanging something. Not saying what. I don't know. Just saying.
Top secret.
Yeah, top secret. Shh. Don't tell anybody. Anyway, coming up on Thursday night, they do Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at the TSSAA. Division 2A, Davidson Academy, 10-2, takes on University School of Jackson. They're 10-3. That'll be 11 a.m. on Thursday. At 3 p.m. will be Christ Presbyterian Academy. They're 7-6. Now, see, this is what I don't understand. If you've got a record of 7-6, how do you end up getting into the playoffs?
I'm glad you asked that question.
Thank you.
Because I can explain it.
All right, explain it.
They were undefeated in their region. The reason they're 7-6 is they can't get anybody to play them because they're so good.
So
and they're
either
playing a lot of 6A schools here or out-of-state teams.
Well, they're taking on Evangelical Christian, and it'll be 3 o'clock. But they're 12-1.
But they did not lose a region game. They won all their region games.
Well, I'm glad you explained that.
Mm-hmm.
You look back over the course of history, there's been a lot of teams that made a playoff that only had 2 or 3 victories total.
Well,
and you look and say, how in the world can that happen?
Right. with the way that it's set up now,
that won't happen.
That can happen because of the regional games are the emphasis.
Mm-hmm.
Now, back when we were making our run, we were under that different system.
Yeah.
And strength of schedule, and there's
a lot of factors.
So many things factored into it. But you had to have a good record because they were trying to eliminate losing records being in the playoffs.
Division 2 AAA, let's get to this. 7 o'clock nightcap on Thursday night will be McCallie. They're 10-2 against Montgomery Bell Academy. They're 8-4.
That'd be a good game.
Yeah, that'll be a good game.
Good ball game.
Yeah.
But, get back to the school that you said was
CTA.
7-6.
Yeah.
CA went to Division 2.
Mm-hmm.
And they ran into the same problem. They couldn't get anybody to play them. So they were having to play bigger schools just in order to have somebody to play.
Right.
And, of course, a lot of them beat up on CA. But CA finished the season strong, just a little shy in the playoffs,
Well, coming up on Friday at Tucker Stadium, for all of you who want to go, Class 1A Greenback. They're 12-2, taking on Lake County, 14-0. That'll be at 11 a.m. In the Class 3A, Alcoa, who didn't expect them to be there? I'm telling you. 13-1 versus Pearl Cone. They're 14-0.
Go Pearl.
Yeah, absolutely. And then on Friday, Class 5A, which is where we would be if we were in the state championship, Knoxville Central, who we have not played, at 12-2, taking on Summit, who is peaking at the right time. They're 12-2. That'll be a good game. That starts at 7 o'clock.
Good luck to Summit. Hope
Absolutely.
Well,
yeah,
you know,
because they're in
Summit-
our region, so
Summit on this last game went back to the bread and butter that they used a
Yeah.
couple of years ago, and,
Yeah.
and that's the option plays and stuff like that, and it paid off dividends.
no, just on a personal note, I'm just so glad that Beach is not there. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yeah. I hate the beach.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Shelbyville Golden Eagles. For,
Absolutely. Shelbyville Golden Eagles have absolutely surprised me. And my hats go off to the Shelbyville folks over there. They named their press box the Rusty Reed Memorial Press Box, and thank you for doing that. And they also made a special space in the gymnasium over there where Rusty used to broadcast from, and they now also named that the Rusty Reed Memorial Box inside the gymnasium too. Very fitting for Rusty, friend of mine for a long time, and love the guy. So that's a very fitting tribute to Rusty.
It's hard to believe he's gone.
Yeah, a little over a year,
Yeah, I know it.
really. And on Saturday, topping off the TSSAA state playoffs, ladies and gentlemen, in Class 2A, it will be Meigs County 13-1 versus Peabody, Mr. Peabody at 14-0. That'll be at 11 a.m. In Class 4A, Elizabethton 14-0 against Springfield 11-3. That'll be at 3 o'clock. And at 6 o'clock, Marvel, the 14-0 against Ravenwood. That'll be a good game, guys. 13-1, 7 o'clock.
Yep.
That would be a good game.
And I hope Ravenwood can.
Well, I can
bring
tell
it
you
in.
what, I'm going to enjoy every single bit on Channel 30 because I'm not going anywhere.
Stay nice and toasty right
Yep.
where you at, and
Yep.
dry.
And dry. Exactly. Last night, Coach Nick Campbell had his first home game with Columbia Central basketball. Page over Central by a score of 48-43. That must have been a barn burner, as has been
Slugfest.
said. Slugfest. And I give a little plug on this. Foster Party of 8, Room for One More concert with the Columbia Band. Fundraiser for the Columbia Band comes up Saturday night at 7 o'clock at the Columbia Central Gym. So make sure you get your tickets. They've also got a chili supper that they're doing out there for that. And all the proceeds go to the Columbia Band program. So get out there, get early. I'll be your MC for the evening. There you go.
All right, then.
Oh, by the way, here's some spectator information for the playoffs at Tucker Stadium. Ticketing. Tickets are $12 for school-aged children and older and are good for one day only. Ticket sales locations are located on both east and west sides of the stadium. The will call booth is located on the west side of the stadium, which used to be on the east side of the stadium, between gates 2 and 3. Mobile tickets are available for the purchase in advance at http://gofan.com/TSSAA. I don't know, man.
If you go to the TSSAA
Just go find it. Just go find it.
website, you find it.
Yeah, gates open 1 hour prior to the first game of the day. Parking is $10 per vehicle.
Ooh.
Cash only. Signage and volunteers will direct drivers to numerous lots reserved for spectators. Free shuttles will be available to transport spectators from distant parking areas to the stadium.
After you paid your $10.
Yeah, you paid your $10.
Yeah, they'll drive you for free.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They're
Doesn't say they're going to take you back after the game.
Didn't say a word about that.
no, they're doing a lot of renovation of
Yeah.
Tech on the campus, and so
But I'm going to tell you, since they
kind of
moved
like
it,
MTSU.
since they moved it to Tech, it's the best thing they ever did because it's centrally located to everything.
And they have promised some things, the city of Cookeville and Tech, at they are supposed to be renovating one side of the stadium like they did up at Austin P
Mm-hmm.
and doing all that, and that hadn't got done yet. So next time the contract comes up, there
Maybe a different location.
may end up being a different location.
Now, we don't know that. We're
We
just
don't
saying
know that.
We're
It's
speculating.
Yeah.
Speculation.
Alleged.
We're assuming.
Weapons, coolers, whistles, air canisters, and pop-up tents are prohibited in Tucker Stadium. Tennessee Tech is a tobacco-free campus that includes, now I have to make this announcement from time to time, that includes your e-vapor cigarettes as well. Smoking is prohibited unless it's in a personal vehicle.
I wish they would ban the dipping or the
Oh,
chewing.
yeah. Oh, that's nasty.
Yeah.
That is just nasty.
Yeah.
Especially when they're spitting into a
Yeah,
Sun
and then
bottle.
they just let it roll down through the bleachers after it's over with.
Artificial noisemakers that Tucker Stadium security personnel deem a public safety risk, a public nuisance, and or otherwise negatively impact the game or the spectator experience are prohibited inside Tucker Stadium and on Tennessee Tech campus. Drones are not permitted to be flown anywhere in the vicinity of the stadium.
Cowbells?
Did not say a thing about cowbells.
Okay, thank you.
More cowbell.
More. All right, let's talk about this. Clever move that clinched the win for Auburn and sent Nick Saban into a late-game tirade. Alabama's illegal substitution penalty on 4th down in the final moments of Saturday's loss to the Tigers ended the game, giving Bo Nix and the Auburn offense a chance to get the victory formation and cap off a memorable Iron Bowl. With 4th and 4 and 1:17 remaining, Auburn ran its offense onto the field with its punter lining up as a wide receiver, causing mass disarray for the Crimson Tide's defense. Alabama noticed the altered personnel and took the penalty, basically ending that contest.
And he probably should have just left his defense on the field.
Well, that's just like a few years ago when we were down at LSU. Goal line defense. Why do you need to substitute? I mean, you know, but we did, and we got caught with too many men on the field, which gave them another play, and they scored and beat us. So, you know.
All right, here's some questions that come into mind. Number one, math. It ain't like Barbie. Barbie always said math is hard. To count to 12. Or take 12 and minus 1.
Well, like you said, you got a defense already out there. You got
Sure.
11 men.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care what they put on the field. Leave those 11
But
men
isn't
on there.
there a coach that is
Yes.
supposed to count those people out there?
Yes.
But when you suddenly change, I've actually seen the clock
And if he
run
don't
down.
step over there, you ain't got that
Right.
Yeah.
part.
So, you know, it's going there. But, I mean, when you're into the heat, maybe the punt returner, though, is that the defense was coming back off and, ooh, I better get off.
Yeah.
But he didn't.
But then again, that's not his job to do that, is it?
He should know. He should be able to count to
So
11.
what you're saying is, let me see if I got this right. Let me see if I got. I'm following your lead here. Okay.
Right.
Well,
Okay. What you're saying is that one individual can't count from 12 minus 1.
No, I'm not quite saying that, but I'm just saying that
Well,
when you
either
notice that the return team is going off the field, wouldn't you think, I better run off too? Or you've coached them up to where you got your returner still on there, but either want to leave off one of your safeties.
Well, at that point in the game to start with, even with Auburn lining the punter out wide, I would have left my regular defense in there to start with because, first off, I'm sending the house to try to block anything that's done.
Exactly.
Right.
And, you know,
Sort of like the Titans game the other day.
Just
Right.
let it go. Yeah, that block was in self-defense
Oh, I agree.
because he was
standing
wide
right
open in front of him,
Yeah.
and he went into protection mode.
Yeah, he went like this.
Yeah.
He knew what was coming.
Yeah.
He didn't raise his hands.
All right, let's talk about. I mean, we know and it basically gets down to this: Saban was outcoached.
At the very end,
Malzahn
yes.
outcoached Saban.
Yeah.
They had
It was a classic
I
matchup.
mean, it was a legal play or legal formation that he
Yep.
put in, and
they
was
pulled it to
and-
perfection.
and they pulled it off to perfection.
All right, let's talk about we'll talk about the charting success of the University of Tennessee and turning their season around and doing exactly what we said was going to happen on this show back earlier in the season. We said, give him some time.
Right.
Just give him time. And now they've all of a sudden got this new runner in this
Man.
Gray kid.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, he spent the first part of the year, in like third string or so, but he also was learning the fact that the speed of college versus what high school was so much faster.
But they're even saying that the coach that used to be at UT that's on 104.5, he said that he's only going to get bigger, he's only going to get better,
stronger,
and he's only going to get faster.
Right.
And all he's got to do is go in the weight room, and you can do that,
Right.
by the time he's a senior.
Learned that you have to hit the hole at full speed. You can't dance back there or you'll get caught. And he said, so when the hole is designed to be at a certain point, you got to take it and hit that hole because it's going to close quick.
Yeah.
And
That's what he was
man,
doing.
he did. I mean, when he took the ball, he was he had his afterburners on right when he touched the ball. And when on those two long runs,
And you still got to give your quarterbacks credit.
right?
He really turned it around and came back in and played hard.
And Coach Mason's coming back at Vanderbilt. They're not going to cut him.
No, I mean, I think Vanderbilt realizes though that they went through that spell where they had some good years, and now they're getting to where they're not getting the play.
And that's the stuff they need.
Oh, okay.
And then, two, you could probably work something out to make the stadium more user-friendly than what it is. Vanderbilt Stadium's not user.
That ETSU game, they probably wasn't 3,000.
They announced 19,000.
It didn't look like it.
No, there were.
I mean, the
Well, now,
camera
you could-
panned
you
back
could
at
have-
one point, and you looked over there, and you had a few fans down near the rail there.
But you
at the
could
field.
have 19,000 tickets sold and only 3,000 people show up.
Show up.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the weather was bad.
It was
And
bad.
It was bad.
Yeah.
And
I got news for you. I'm spoiled in the press box. I'm not going anywhere anymore that I'm not sitting in a press box, out of the cold, out of the wind.
Either a press box or a sky box.
Thank you.
Of some sort.
Thank you. I'm spoiled. I'm spoiled
type
to
of
that now,
box.
and I'm just not going to go.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess we're out of going anywhere.
Yes, we are.
I would like to make a road trip though and go down and see what is Mercedes-Benz.
Oh, yeah.
in
Yeah,
Atlanta.
Georgia?
Yeah.
In Atlanta?
Well, let's
And
plan-
we'd be inside wherever we're
But
sitting.
let's plan a road trip for that.
So
go down.
it would be nice to go down
Spend the
and-
weekend.
and see the stadium. I mean, it looks so good on
Oh, yeah.
TV.
Yeah.
Of course, Saban won't be able to see it this year. Just saying.
Unless he buys a ticket.
He'll go up to the gate. Here's my coach's pass.
Yeah.
Oh, here's something for you.
All right.
I mentioned this earlier, but I didn't mention it on the air. Well, I did mention it on the air, but we're going to revisit it real quick. Arkansas officials visited FAU coach Lane Kiffin on Sunday. As part of its coaching search, a source confirmed for CBS Sports. USA Today was first to report the visit on Monday. Kiffin's name has popped up in several searches as his Owls get ready for the Conference USA Championships game against UAB on Saturday. Arkansas Athletic Director Hunter Yurachek made the visit to Boca Raton, Florida. Oh, that is such a dump to go to. With Deputy John Fagg, Yurachek posted a tweet Monday suggesting he's flying to interview candidates on Hog 1.
I didn't know hogs could fly.
I always thought it was pigs.
But anyway, all right, you got a lot of coaches out there that have,
Yes.
come up. Central Florida's coach. They used to coach at Texas.
What about What about Will Healy over at Charlotte, who was at Austin Peay, who's been winning everywhere he goes?
Yeah.
And exciting. I mean, it's going in. Congratulations to Coach Hudd and the bunch at Austin Peay. They won their first playoff
Yes.
Cool.
game.
Yes.
They beat the snot out of Furman.
You can say snot. We're not FCC regulated.
But I can't say booger, right?
No, you can say that too.
You can say booger.
And God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly.
That's right. Still down my favorite double DKRP.
Oh, yeah. Bar none.
Segment, without a doubt.
Bar none.
Without a doubt.
Oh, help me. Except, I guess the first one where Andy come on as the program director.
Yeah.
That was my second favorite, I guess. But
Yeah. Les Nessman was freaking out. Absolutely. Ron Rivera.
Yeah. Yeah, he got let go by Carolina. And, I don't know. There's going to probably be a lot more coaching changes. After the season, probably be a coaching change in Dallas. I mean,
Not to win it.
I don't know. That's going to be interesting right there in its own.
I mean,
That's a hard pick, man. I'm telling you. That is a hard pick.
I'm just saying, the Eagles go down to Miami,
Yeah.
get whooped.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. The Dolphins plucked the Eagles.
and they do, Dallas had already.
By the way, that was plucked.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. L. And Dolphins use one of the best trick plays that I've ever seen.
So, it's going to be interesting down, and it's nice that the Titans hold their fortune right in their hands. So you beat the Texans twice.
Yeah.
But the Texans are strong right now, man.
And you got to
very strong.
You got to beat Oakland.
But
This week.
here's the thing I'm going to say: they finally woke up, and somebody finally said, "Feed the beast." Now, I admit, and I'm one of the naysayers. I'm a naysayer when it comes to Derrick Henry chucking up the ball on first play from scrimmage and turning it over on the 25-yard line. But at the same time, he gained 143 yards on Sunday.
Well, and
he beat the daylights out of the center of that defense.
And that safety that made the tackle and knocked the ball out did a good job.
Absolutely. I mean, that was classic.
I don't care who had the ball at that point.
It was coming out.
The way he punched that ball out, it was going to happen.
It was perfect form.
But as a naysayer, I was like, "Oh God, here we go again."
Yeah.
Typical Titans.
But the
And
play,
then they settled down.
they came back later and kind of talked about why it was ruled the way it was ruled or whatever. The pass reception that the officials said was a reception.
Yeah.
And then it was he made a football move, fumbled the ball, but the replay didn't show a clear recovery in bounds.
No, it did not. To me, it looked like it was out.
Yeah, but they said since they could not prove that, then the play on the field had to stand the way it was called.
Right.
Excuse me? It was called incomplete.
Yep.
All right. But the video evidence showed that it was complete, and they admitted that the video evidence showed that it was a completed pass. And a fumble. The only part that was in question at that point was it recovered in bounds or not? If it was not, why wasn't the ball placed where the fumble
exactly
was?
Yeah.
And Tennessee had the ball at that point. But, they come back later.
That's when you turn to Gene Steratore in New York.
Yeah, right. And it came back from New York later. And they said that due to the fact that,
I got tickled Monday. The Tank McNamara comic strip showed the replay official in New York, and the replay, the referee looking at it at the stadium, and the replay official in New York. That's not pass interference. He had a brown bag over his head, talking back to him. I don't see any pass interference.
That's funny.
Oh, man. Well, where's the Vols going to wind up at?
We don't know. I mean, we were talking about that earlier off camera.
Well, you can't spell citrus without UT.
Well, that's one thing, but
it's more of them are projecting Gator
well,
Bowl.
the bottom line is
I'm just tickled the fact that they're bowl eligible at 7-5.
Right.
I mean,
they were bowl eligible at 6-5.
Yeah, but see, I can't.
7-5 made them
little better
more,
bowl,
right?
Little better bowl, eligible.
Little better bowl bid. Eligible. So.
Of course, Alabama shook everything up.
Instead of the nose picking bowl in Arkansas somewhere. I mean, just saying.
Can you imagine
the
hemorrhoid
bowl?
Can
you imagine if Saban gets an invitation to the Belt Bowl?
But here's
Belt's
the deal.
not doing
Here's
one
what they were.
I thought this was their last year.
Well, it may be.
But here's what they were talking about with Saban. He's going to play the second team because they absolutely don't care where they go or what they do. That there will be no interest really in playing, and they'll play their second team, and he just doesn't care about going anywhere except playing for the national championship.
And to me, if he does that, he's doing an injustice to the players.
I agree. Now, I could be wrong, and I'm sorry for all you Alabama faithful out there. I'm sorry if you feel insulted by that.
Well,
but that's the talk around sports radio.
He is going to take advantage, though, of the extra practice time.
Oh, sure.
So,
sure.
Well, my thing is you need to play just like and prepare just like you would for any other game, and play your players the way you would, and because you're – at this point, you're looking at the recruiting factor. And if you show a bunch of recruits that, hey, we don't care about this one, so therefore,
Well, now, Tua was supposed to have a press conference at 2:30 this afternoon.
Was it?
Yeah. But I'm not sure. I think he was going to update where he is as far as his injury and all that. And whether or not he was going to forego his senior year and go straight to the NFL.
Well, with the injuries he's had this year, that might work against him.
Kind of what I think.
Because he's shown here this year he's injury prone, and you got two major injuries this year.
But he did not have the Bo injury. They said that when Bo
no Bo's was pulled completely out of it.
They said that it was nerve damage on Bo's.
Right.
They said that this injury on his hip. On Tua's was not that bad. I mean, it popped back in and did not do any nerve damage.
Right.
So, anyway.
We'll see.
All right, we'll see. All right, boys. Appreciate y'all coming by.
Well, glad to be here.
That's about all we have to cover. So, we've covered state championship. We've covered UT and Alabama. And now we're going to go eat pizza.
Hey, sounds good.
By the way, our show is brought to you in part by Doris Flowers and Gifts, 2500 Pillow Drive here in Columbia. Don't forget those Christmas centerpieces, and don't forget the wonderful Christmas array of flowers and gifts that you'll find at Doris's Flowers and Gifts, 2500 Pillow Drive, Columbia, Tennessee. 38401. 381-3241. I'm just saying. Appreciate all they do for us.
Amen.
Right. And we are out of here.